Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Cha Cha Mystique, and you now tuned into Live at Radio. Today, we have a divine intervention with all this madness in the world, and I think this energy is definitely needed on this show. We have singer Songstress Briana Rae definitely in the building, and we're gonna have a musical interview. I think something that you won't regret and won't forget. Very, very special. But with that being said, please go get your popcorn, go get your drinks, go get your smokes, and we be right back with it.
And I hear him say, and I hear him say, and I hear him say, I hear him say, and I hear him say, when they should be saying.
Disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. So strikers, no strike me. Yeah, strikers, no strike me with your hating asses. Now, without any further ado, Miss Briana Rae in the building.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yes, I'm very good. I'm very good. And like I was telling the audience before, I think this is very special and unique. I showcase artists all the time and musicians, especially, during this pandemic. So that's one thing that was really relatable to you. But I think you're kind of special because I think you're a talent that, this world needs right now and feel like it's forgotten. But for the audience, can you tell everybody who you are and where you're from?
Well, I am Brianna Rae. I'm from Silver Spring, Maryland. I'm a singer, songwriter, show host, vocal coach, teacher, many things.
Yes. And we're gonna get to all of that. I read about you, but I kind of want to get my audience to know about you. So you're from Maryland?
Yes.
Yeah, I went to Morgan State.
I went to Morgan State.
You did?
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm older than you. I'm not gonna tell everybody my age and all of that, but I'm pretty sure I was in Blount Towers at first, and then then I was in Norwood after that. Yeah, and I was there for a few semesters. So okay, the party still be jumping out there.
I don't know. I don't be at the parties too much, but but
Yeah,
I
because
just
that's how I got in trouble. So that you good
December.
on that. You good on that. All right, so you are a very, very amazing singer, and I like the stuff that you do on Instagram. You do a lot of these remixes with other artists and stuff like that. So, what motivated you to do that on social media?
Um. Well, I wanted to push my brand. I wanted to give myself a platform for exposure and for people to get to know about me and my music. Um, yeah, I I used it as a tool um, to help spread my music and what I'm trying to give out to the world.
Yeah, and you have a great past, but it started out in the church. Is that correct?
Yes,
Yes. So, can we get a little something that you used to sing when you was in a choir?
sure. My first solo when I was in the children's choir was Potter's House. Let's see if I can figure out how to start. The potter wants to put you back together again. In case your situation has turned upside down. All that you've accomplished is now on the ground. You don't have to stay in the shape that you're in. No, the potter wants to put you back together again.
Yes, yes, that's what I'm talking about. And I kind of want to talk to you about gospel. You know what I'm saying? Because your music, when I was listening to your music, you could tell you got that root, but I feel like it's more inspirational music as opposed to like churchy. And I hope I don't, I'm not offending you by saying that. So and I think that gospel background upbringing is what's missing in music today, as
Mm.
far as when you look at women who sing. They don't have that range. They don't have the ooh, how that deep in the gut. So tell me how you feel about that, watching today's music, especially with the women in music. And do you feel like that range is lacking, that church background is lacking in music today?
Um, yes and no, because I feel like there are some artists who are still doing that. Um, do I feel like they're getting the recognition that they should? No. But there are some artists that are still, they have that church background and they are following in those footsteps. Um, but for those who are not, I feel like an issue we have in society right now is we're very about self. Like we don't acknowledge people who were before us that got us to that point. And
Yes,
so
I
everybody
agree.
me focused and oh, I'm this, I'm that, instead of oh, this person helped me get here.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And I think people need to take their asses to church
Yeah.
too, and
Yeah.
join the choir. I think that's what's missing too, because even though you giving props, and we're gonna get to that, even though you're giving props to some people that may not be getting recognized, but there was a time where that was like the typical story. People be like, "Oh, where you get your voice from?" From the church. I've been in church all my life, and I was in the choir and stuff like that. And as soon as that culture and those traditions died out, not only you saw that within the behaviors of the people, but it translated in the music. You don't hear that deep soul, being grateful and stuff like that. And I think that's what kind of killed R&B a little bit. But like I said, this is a musical interview. So what artists that you feel like it does have those gospel backgrounds but don't get the recognition? Can you give us a little taste of who you're talking about?
Well, I can't say she doesn't get the recognition, but when I was speaking on people that have come before us that laid out a platform, Whitney is one of those people for me. But everybody loved Whitney, so I can't really say that about her.
Yeah, let's
Um,
let, let's shed some light to some people that people may not know.
Corinne Hawthorne, uh, Kiera Shear, she's a big name in gospel, but for people who don't know about gospel, I would say those people. Um, who else is doing stuff? I listen to a lot of old school, like 90s and early 2000s. I'm not even really
Yo, me
listening.
too. Me too. Like when anything that I'm doing, I'm listening to 90s and 80s and even 70s R&B. So
Hmm.
can we get a little of the ladies that you was talking about? You could pick one.
Okay. Hmm. That's hard. Okay. What's the song I can do? Oh God, you're showing off. Yeah. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Oh God, you're showing off. Yeah. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. That's a little, a little bit of Kiera shared.
Yes, yes. I'm gonna go and listen to her now. You said Kiara Share?
Yes.
Yes, definitely got to listen to. I think more people got to listen to gospel music and get their behinds back in the church outside of when they do something wrong. Like only time people go to church is like Easter Sunday, maybe
Mhm.
New Year's if they ain't got to come to go to, and when they messed up in life real bad, now they need some saving and promising God all these things, knowing damn well they ain't going to change, knowing damn well they ain't going to change. So you did a lot of stuff, and but what made you wanted to do it as a profession? Because it's one thing to grow up in the church, because a lot of times out of 10 that's your parents upbringing, they putting you in the church because they're church goers. But what was that aha moment that you feel like you have to do this for the rest of your life? Because a lot of people stray away, they do other things, even if they in the music industry. Like I said, I don't you don't give me gospel, but you definitely give me inspiration. Your music is very beautiful, and I wouldn't consider it secular, but a lot of people do transition to that. What kept you focused in the inspirational realm and things like that? And what was the aha moment that made you want to do this professionally?
Um, well, like you said, I was raised in the church, so I've always had God in my life in some shape or form. Um, I was baptized when I was 8 or 9, so very young. And it was my decision. And I've actually been baptized twice. So I was baptized when I was 8 or 9, and then I was baptized again when I was 17 at a youth conference. And both were my choice, and God has just continuously been on my journey throughout my life. Um, and I've just grown closer and closer to Him as I gotten older. Um, I decided that I was gonna go the inspirational route because I actually had a dream. And when you have a dream and it doesn't sound like a person or look like a person, but you know it's that person.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew that it was God speaking to me, and it was a very stern voice. It actually woke me up out of my sleep. And it was basically saying, like, you know which route that you need to take. Because I was contemplating, I had just started in my career and everything and wanted to do the music thing for real. And I was like, do I want to fully go into gospel inspirational that route, or do I want to kind of dip and dabble in like a little bit of R&B, kind of like Fantasia or like a Kelly Price or something like that, where they kind of do a little bit of both. And so after that dream, I was like, oh, okay, I got you. I'm not gonna play with you no more. I'm gonna go full inspirational gospel.
Yeah, like and you know what's the beauty thing about it? You obeyed. I think
Hmm.
a lot of times where people find themselves in the rut is because they didn't obey the God. Whether you feel like it's outside of you or inside of you. Because there's a lot of people that believe God is within you, that voice in your head that gives you a direction, and then instead of obeying that, you stray off, you question it, you doubt it. You make people make things more complicated than what it has to be, when all they have to do is just submit themselves. And even now in my life, I find myself doing that. I knew better in a lot of situations, and I should have just obeyed. But the fact that I didn't obey, I ended up in a lot of stuff that I shouldn't have been in, because I
Hmm.
didn't follow that first mind or God, or however people view that. And that's fire. That's fire. Because a lot of people fall weak to flesh. You
Yeah.
know, they don't. They too busy outside, and what's that word, when you temptation, they
Hmm.
surrounded with temptation, and they don't know how to you know clear out that noise. What keeps you focused? What makes you clear out that noise? Because this world is wicked, let's keep it real. And everybody's on social media, so you have a lot of noise around you. What maintains your focus?
Well, I would say, as because I said, like I said, because I'm growing closer to God, as I'm getting older, I've developed a level of discernment And so I know what something is when it's not coming from God. Like I know exactly what it is. And so knowing that and having that knowledge helps me to know, maybe I shouldn't go to this area, or maybe I shouldn't talk to this person, or whatever it may be. Um, it's also helped me to put aside emotions and feelings, because sometimes we get very caught up in our flesh, like you said. And the flesh is where, those emotions and those feelings and things come from. The spirit is not led by that stuff. And so, if somebody does you wrong or they say something crazy to you, your feeling is to, retaliate. You want to go back at them. You want revenge. You want whatever. Um, but in the spirit, you're supposed to know that's not that person who did that to you. That is a spirit over them. And when you have that understanding, you don't take offense to things as easily, because you know that you um, have peace with the fact that it's a spirit over them. So don't be angry at that person. Don't take what they're doing to heart, because whatever spirit is over them is um, actively trying to get to you. And so don't allow it to do that.
Amen to that. Yes. Yes. You got me in my feelings right now, sis. Yes. So tell me about your songwriting journey. How did you get into songwriting, and what was the first song that you did write, and can you give us a little bit of that?
Okay. Songwriting. So when I first started out in my journey, my manager introduced me to this lady. Her name is Shannon Wright. And, she's a vocalist, a producer, just all those things. And I started working with her as like a mentor. And she was like, I want you to go home and I want you to write a song after one of our meetings. And I was like, I don't really write. And she was like, just try, just do it. And I knew that I had to come back with a song. So um the song just came to me. I wrote it out and that was it. And the first song I ever actually wrote and recorded and all that is Abundantly, which is on my EP, which is called Here for a Reason. So that's out if you would like to see my.
Yeah, well, too bad, because YouTube is a big bunch of haters. I can't play it. So can you please give us a
Yeah.
little bit of that?
You gave me life so abundantly. You gave me love much more than eyes can see. You bled and died so I could live freely. And I'll praise your name. Your blood, it covers me. I live to worship you. Your name, it is so sweet. I'll always follow you. Your spirit lives in me. I'll praise your name, the name that covers me. I'll praise your name, the name that set me free. You gave your life so I could live, and I'll praise you every day abundantly.
Yes. Well, I feel like I'm gonna get money tomorrow. Yes, and I'm gonna have like 10 dudes in my DM. That's abundance. Yes, yes, yes. So tell us more. What's one of the main things? How do you songwrite for people and separate yourself, or do you separate yourself?
So there's only been one time that I've actually wrote a song for someone else and then it ended up being mine at the end. Um because it was actually my manager doing a tactic to, develop me as far as being able to write for other people. So it was like he kind of tricked me a little bit. But I do want to get into writing for other people. I haven't really gotten into it yet. Um, but I would put the same effort that I would for my own song. And I think that songwriting is a very interesting thing because I found out a lot of information about it that when you give demos and things to different artists, if you try to like emulate what that artist sounds like, they're more likely to pick that song because they can see themselves doing that song. So if you keep that in mind while you're writing, like, oh, what does this artist usually talk about? Or what kind of style does this artist usually go for? Or let me try to get this artist out of the box a little bit from what they're used to. So just keeping the artist in mind, but still using your talent, and this may not work for everybody, but anointing. I feel like anointing is a huge part of it. Like when you were talking about earlier, about how singers these days, they don't have that power behind it. I believe that has a lot to do with anointing.
Yes, because they ain't worthy. That's what it is. They in these streets when they should be in the pew. I hear you, girl. I think I'm gonna take my behind on Sunday too and get like a refreshment because it's time. I think it's time. I think a lot of because we went through a lot as the world, and a lot of what I've noticed post pandemic is people are lost. They're more aggressive these days. People got their guards up. People don't trust, and I really feel like a lot has to do with them not trusting themselves or having an outlet to seek refuge in some capacity, and I think that's what's lacking today. So when we come across people like you, it's like a breath of fresh air because I could scroll my Instagram and I have artists there and they all singing about the same thing, how they're gonna get over a nigga or get to that bag, or what foul thing they could do, how I'm the most foulest person, because that's what they basically say.
Mhm.
How can I be the most foulest person in this world, or how can I treat someone in the most undesirable way, and by me behaving this way I'm gonna get all the clout or all the validation because I'm presenting myself as basically a degenerate if you really look at it. And I think it's very important. But I saw an interview that you did and you was talking about your story with Whitney. I kind of want to have that story on my platform, so can you give us that story and all the beautiness that come with it?
My story about Whitney. Um, well, I was introduced to her, like her music, by my mom. She absolutely loved her. And I did not grow an appreciation for her and her voice until I was older and started to take my musical ability serious. Um, and I feel like she's like the blueprint when it comes to singers because her control, the tone of her voice, her range is just, and even if she didn't sing every single note perfectly, which 9 times out of 10 to me she did, but even if it wasn't perfect, she had so much emotion. She had that anointing on her voice, and you could feel it. You can feel every time she opened up her mouth to sing. Um, and so she's a huge favorite with everybody in my family, actually.
Yes. And can you give us a song, one of your favorite Whitney songs, please?
Okay. um, I believed in you and me. I believe that we will be in love eternally. Well, as far as I can see, you will always be the one for me. Oh, yes, you will. I believe in dreams again. I believe that love will never end. And like the river finds the sea, I was lost, but now I'm free. 'Cause I believed in you and me.
Oh
I
my
can't.
God. Like these are real tears. You don't see that? You messing up my makeup. You messing up my makeup. I can sing Whitney too. You want to hear it? And I will always. I'm working on it. I'm working
Yeah.
on it. But I think that's where you come in. I need your help. I need your help. And you do teach me. Well, you teach music to kids. I gather, right? Yeah. I
Yeah.
want to share my screen real fast, and I kind of want to show, if you don't mind, your Instagram. I was looking through your Instagram, and I was looking at you doing all these incredible things, and I had to highlight that because I think that's what's missing in the community. A lot of these children don't have like positive outlets,
Hmm.
to hold on, okay, here we go. Let me go back. A lot of children don't have positive outlets for them to really hone in on their talent, and which sucks, you know.
Right.
Hold on 1 minute. Here they go.
What is this song called?
Complete Me.
Yo, that's it.
Yes, like you, and yeah, that's smart. You know why is this smart? Because you working on the next generation. Those are the new fans, so they're already on Complete Me.
Right.
So you talking to the children about Complete Me. Can you talk about your song?
Complete Me. So this song came to me. It talks about it like in the first few, you know, lines, but basically I was looking for love, self love, any kind of love in all different places. I was trying to find that thing that would make me feel complete, that would make me feel whole. Um, and God was there the entire time saying, I'm literally right here. Like just grab my hand. Um, I was talking to I talked to a couple people about this, but basically this analogy of hanging off a cliff and God is standing right there on top of the cliff and he has his hand out saying, just grab my hand and I will save you. And we have to trust him to be able to do that. So if I'm hanging on the ledge, I have to trust him enough to know that he'll be able to hold my weight, that he'll be able to grab my hand before I fall. So Complete Me was that's basically what it was talking about. And yeah, I was just saying I'm already complete because he made me complete.
Yeah, but sometimes those aha moments come because you can't have a testimony without a test. So, was there something significant in your life that happened to you? Maybe a traumatic experience that had you looking for everything other than yourself.
Um, yes, I've had a lot of traumatic experiences. One big thing is the lack of my father being in my life. Um, I feel like that contributed to me feeling like there was a missing piece. But I have my heavenly Father, God. He's the I am. So you have to know that whatever you feel like is lacking or missing in your life, He's there to make it up. You just have to believe that that's true. Um, I've also
But did he show up to you? Like, you know how people be like, well, you can't see him, but he shows himself in mysterious ways. So when you was going through that trial period, did he how did he show himself to you for you to come to that understanding?
well, the word is a very big part of it because it's like an instruction manual. Like anything that you are struggling with or going through, there's an answer for it. If you're feeling insecure, he says you are beautifully and wonderfully made. If you're feeling like you're doubting yourself, you got to know that doubt and fear comes from the enemy. So anytime you are afraid, anytime you're doubting yourself, putting yourself down, that's not God. And so, yeah, the word is is a very big part of it. Um God also shows himself in just the little things, like um if I'm going to be late to something, or um it's bad weather or something outside. The fact that I made it home safely, that was God showing himself. Um, the fact that I made it on time, and actually even early sometimes, that was God showing himself. Just the little things. You can't say it was a coincidence or anything like that. Like, he shows himself in the little things.
Yes, yes, he does. Can we get a little bit of complete me?
Sure. Okay. I was looking everywhere I could for love, but it was always right there staring up above. I needed it, was addicted like a drug. Thought all I needed was a heart that I could trust. Looking for it in this guy, this place, this friend. But who knew it was already there to begin with? Was trying to find the special part of me, but it was you all along. And now I see you, you. You complete me. You, you, you complete me. You, you, you complete me.
Me. I'm sorry. I said yes. That's what I said. Yes. I feel like Swiss cheese, coming into the situation. And for some reason, like all those little holes is like filling in with plaster. I don't know,
Mm.
something. But I feel like, I'm matching up. But then your next thing is rain. I like how you say complete me. First, you came into a situation, and you feel complete. Now you raining on them. So let's talk about rain.
Rain. So rain is just a thank you to God for all the blessing that He gives all of us each and every day. Um, and it's just saying, God, keep doing what you're doing. Keep bringing these blessings. Keep bringing them down on me. That's basically all.
So is it like gentle showers or like a whole typhoon? Like
No,
thunder, lightning?
abundance
What are
of
we
rain.
doing?
This
Is
is
this
an
the
abundance
wrath?
of rain.
Yes, and it's such a beautiful song too. Can we get a little bit of rain?
Sure. How's my song start?
How you forget your own song, girl? Can't forget the
It's a lot
song.
of
What's
them.
the
It's a lot.
song, Anime?
Okay. Rain down on me, shower me with everlasting love. I just want to say that I'm grateful for all of the things that you've done for me. Ain't been a time that I couldn't count on you with a perfect team. You pick me up when I'm down. You spin me around like a storm. Never felt love like this before. And your mercy takes me places I've never dreamed. Crash from the thunder, say sending chills down my bones. The splash from the water, it lets me know that I'm not alone. Rain down on me, rain down on me.
Oh, my mic. Yes, rain down. Yes. I feel like that's a victory song, very motivational, and can get, so you doing a lot. Like you giving back to the community by teaching children. Do you teach adults, and what's the difference? You know what I'm saying? Because kids cannot listen, and they probably sound crazy as hell, but are you are you trying to find the next breakout star? What is that experience like?
Well, look, adults don't listen to.
That's a damn sure. They probably don't listen more than the kids, but God.
To be honest, to be very honest, that's a very true statement. Um, it's a little bit different. I feel like sometimes adults have a quicker understanding, so it might be easier to teach them in that aspect. It takes a little more patience and time with kids, and you have to get them back on track, get them back focused. Um, Breakout star. I mean, I haven't even thought about that, but that would be wonderful. My whole goal with working with kids is just to bring them something positive, to show them what a woman of God looks like, to encourage them, and to hopefully unlock something in them that they didn't know was there before, that they can cultivate and use and get better, something that they can look forward to.
Yeah, because a lot of kids don't have that outlet these days. For some reason, um, the suicide rate is crazy.
Hmm.
All these children are talking about being depressed. For one, I think that's cap. That's just my own personal opinion because it's like you don't pay bills. What the fuck you depressed about? All you got to do is eat shit and do whatever you want because parents really don't have a hold on kids these days anyway. So y'all got free range. What are you depressed about? But that's just my own thing, you know. But what other than musical outlets, what do you feel like these children are missing? Why the youth is such in turmoil these days? What do you think that comes from?
Um, well, I can speak on my own experience just growing up because I am still kind of young, so I remember, what it felt like to be their age. Um, I think a lot is expected from you, and we don't show each other a lot of grace, just as human beings in society. And it's like when you're a child, your brain is not developed. You don't know how to control your emotions and things the same as an adult would, and some adults don't do that either. And so how can you expect that from a child? You have to have patience, you have to have understanding, compassion, and I feel like that's what we lack as a society. We expect um, just more from people constantly, and being a child, there's only so much that they can give you. And so I feel like it's a lot of pressure to be a certain way. I feel like there's not a lot of nurturing going on. Um, it's very tough parenting, and the adults and people that are supposed to be helping raise them to be a certain way are just putting them down, um, constantly disappointed with them, and that takes a toll on your mental health. And we have to understand that children are people too.
Yes. But see, I like that you was talking about mental health, you know what I'm saying? Because for some reason, I think a lot of times society is trying to like weaponize mental health. But what do you feel like? Because back in the day, people used to go to the church
Mm.
and talk to their pastors or whoever at the church, or somebody that they was close with at the church, to have some type of clarity on things. Do you feel like, okay, I'm gonna put it like this: what would you think will add more value or be the solution to a lot of these problems? Going back to the church and confiding in the pastor or someone at the church, or going to a therapist? What? How do you feel like that would? Which one will, has more value with changing the dynamic and behaviors of society?
Hmm, that's a hard one. Um, I feel like it depends on the person, first of all. Second, I feel like there are people who are called to be able to help people through things like mental health. And, I'm always going to bring it back to God. So I feel like God purposely has people on this earth that are put here to help people to heal and to learn about themselves and to get to the place where God has for them to be. Whether that be a pastor or a therapist, I'm all for therapy, because I feel like God can still use a therapist just like he can use the pastor. And,
Amen.
some people may not be comfortable going to a pastor, or they don't have a church home or something like that. And in that case, absolutely go to therapy, find a therapist. Um, and I feel like God can still use that person. But um, I feel like it's two different things. I feel like you can have both. But the main source for me is
That's
always going
too many people in the
to
business. I just be like, pick a struggle, pick one. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody gonna be knowing your business. Who you think was, well, therapists? They under like a contract. You think pastors will share your information? I don't know, right? No, right? Yes, because the
they
first lady you know, then the choir you know, then the lady that's cooking the food in the back know. So when you coming in on Sunday, she side eyeing you because she knows some new shit. Then everybody talking about it on bingo. Then the whole community know. Oh crap! Yes, now I'm only joking, but that's
it
how
could
it be. You know I'm dead serious.
yeah, it could be true. No, I agree. Um I'm not gonna say all pastors are people that you should go to. But if you feel that your pastor is led, if you feel like your pastor can help you, go to your pastor. If that's who you feel comfortable with. If you feel more comfortable with a therapist, go to a therapist. Whatever you think is going to give you the help that you need to get to the point that you're trying to get to.
Yes, yes, and I kind of wanted to highlight that because, like I said, we live in a society where, and the reason why I was like is weaponized because it's like it could be as simple as somebody just having a disagreement, and because your opinion is different from mine, now you're crazy. You know what I'm saying? And now I want to dump a therapist on you or whatever because maybe you see the world a little bit different than I do. I think for some reason it's getting unbalanced. It's one thing to actually need help. I think everybody needs somebody to talk to, and there are many different forms of therapy, but this new age thing that we're seeing right now, I think it initially seemed like it was a good thing. Everybody should try to practice and be more open to that kind of therapy, but it's almost turning demonic for me. Like now it's being pushed down people's throats, you know what I'm saying, over simple things. Even like I said, as a matter of opinion, do you think that kind of thing is getting out of hand, or would it become another noise that people have to deal with?
Hmm. Um, I think that the reason why it may be turning into a negative thing is because we have things like TikTok and stuff like that now, where you're constantly seeing, people depressed or people saying how their lives are just terrible or this or that happened. And everyone in the comments is just like, oh, that's exactly how I feel. You know, and if you keep seeing that, if you keep absorbing those things, you know, that's what you're going to feel. And so I think that's one part of it. But I think another part is that the mental health thing and the whole concept of therapy is a newer thing that people are like, it's okay to do this. It's okay to get that help. And so I feel that a lot of people had these issues already. They just weren't comfortable or wasn't the norm to go get the help that they needed. It was kind of swept under the rug, or they just push through it, and so they have that trauma, that pain, all of that is built up over years and years and years, and now it's finally okay to get the help and let that stuff out. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you see that with the children though? Like, maybe they hiding a talent or suppressing their talent. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe they don't feel like they'd be accepted in society. And if you ever have dealt with a child that was hiding their talents or suppressing it due to, I don't know, society or whatever, what's some of the things that you do to help bring the star out of children?
Well, encouragement is a very, very big thing. So, encouraging them for everything that they do, even if they mess up on something, not being down on them for that. Sometimes you have to kind of feel out what somebody needs. And maybe if they mess something up, they don't need that criticism at that moment. They need you to encourage them and say, you know what, keep going, try it again. You can do it. Instead of, no, that wasn't right, do this again, try this, whatever. You know.
So
Um,
what's one of the songs that you teach your children, and can you sing that to us? Because I think we've been too many minutes without hearing your beautiful voice. So what's one of the main songs that you have these youngsters singing?
well, another big person for me is Kirk Franklin, and I really wanted to use some of his songs, cause to teach them harmonies and all kind of stuff. But being in the school system, we're not allowed to really use gospel music. The kids would have to tell me like, "Oh, I want to do this song," and then I couldn't. I can't say no, but I'm not allowed to actually tell them, "Oh, we're going to do this gospel song." And so I allow them to pick the songs, and a lot of the time they choose, like Ariana Grande, Beyonce, Rihanna, and stuff like that. But I try to pick songs that are more kid friendly out of those artists. Um, I think a favorite of mine will be Brown Skin Girl, that I had them sing a couple of times because a particular story I had with this one little girl. She was a brown skinned girl. She had locks and everything, and she chose that song. And she sang it, and she started crying. And I was like, "Why are you crying?" And she was like, "I'm happy. This song makes me cry." And it was because she felt represented by the song. She felt like, somebody had her same experience. And so, that touched me. And I felt like I was actually making a difference and doing something with my music in my class.
Or can we hear a little bit of that if you don't mind?
Ah, brown skin girl, your skin just like pearls, the best thing in the world. I never trade you for anybody else. Saying brown skin girl, your skin just like pearls, the best thing in the world. I never trade you for anybody else singing.
Yes, yes, I'm a brown skin girl. It's hard maneuvering in these streets. People don't respect the melanin. So, we got to fight our way through stuff sometimes. I get it. I get it. Yes. So, moving forward, you have Singing Sundays. What made you start opening up your platform and sharing it with other artists?
Well, it was a way for me to network. It was a way for me to further exposure for both me and the other artists because their followers and things will be able to see the show as well as mine, so they may my followers may follow them and their followers may follow me and so on. So that's initially why it started, but it has really turned into something bigger than I expected it to be. um I've met so many great artists and had a lot of networking opportunities and of course followers and the people getting to know both of us, and yeah, it's just been a great ride.
So, but how does it work? Do you let random people come, or is like a special invite kind of thing?
um if people contact me or my manager, they can come on. We'll discuss if they have music out and things like that. But most of the time my manager will actually go and seek out people to come on, unless I've had a personal conversation with them and then I'll be like, they would like to come on, can you fit them on the schedule?
Yes, that's smart because you don't want no random up in there, and then they's trying to sting my neck and my back in a slow, dramatic area. You don't want that for Singing Sundays. So yes, filter all them things out. That's really, really smart. I got to see a few of them, and there's some dope talent. Is there anybody that you was like, come on, bruh, or they didn't really hit?
Well, the show is called Singing Sundays, and some artists come on there and they not really trying to sing. And I'm like, what did you expect to be doing when you came on here? So that's been one little issue. And also, the basis of the show, the majority of the show is this game called Song Association. And so sometimes the artists aren't able to come up with a song to sing based on the word that I give them. So sometimes that's a little, yeah.
Mind me, I want to try it. Give me a word, and I'ma sing. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yes, this is my
Word,
debut. Uh-huh.
your word is life.
Life, 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 life. That's Jodeci.
Okay.
Say it again now. Hold up. Oh, I got a better one since you a singer. I'm gonna try. I hope I get it together. Life can be only what you make it. Hey, when you're feeling down, you should never fake it. That's Mary. Did I win?
Yes.
I want to do one more. Do one more. Give me another one. Give me another one. Make it
Okay.
hard.
Okay, make it hard. Would. WOULD.
Oh, would. Okay. Would you mind if I touch as I feel, if I hold you tight to the morning light? That's Earth, Wind, and Fire. Did I win?
Stop. Yes. Round of applause.
I told you, I'll be listening to all those jams. I'll be listening to all those jams. So you say you got an EP out. What is the next song?
The next song coming out is going to be Music. It's called Music.
Yeah. Yes. And I kind of want to have a little premiere, if you will. So can we get a little bit of that? Thank you.
Okay. This is exclusive. Okay.
Hold up. Exclusive. Exclusive. Go get get your drink world premiere. Hit it. Let's get it.
You're my favorite song, and I could listen to you all day long. And when I'm feeling weak, you make me strong. You make me feel like it's alright when everything's gone wrong. You're my peace of mind. I can let it out, built up over time. Your melodies stay constant on my mind. You're the drums on my heartbeat, piano, my sweet keys. You're the symphony of my life.
Yes, the symphony of my life. Wow,
Yes.
that's a singing ass motherfucker right there. Sorry for the cursing, but yes, I love it. I love it. So, where they can stream "Complete Me," "Rain," and what was the new song?
Music, it's not out yet. It's coming probably later this month.
Oh, okay, great. So what's next for you, Brianna? Because you doing so much, and I'm so proud of you. And I told you, actually, you're saving me right now. I'm kind of going through my little own personal things, and you know when I was looking into you to get prepared for this interview, it's almost like I felt your spirit. I'm sitting here watching you sing and all your videos on Instagram, and it just took away that negative energy, and it had me looking forward to the next moment. Because people be like, oh, day by day, but sometimes when you go through things, it be second by second, it be minute by minute. You looking for some salvation because you're that deeply wounded or whatever it is, and I know my issue is kind of small compared to what a lot of other people may go through, but I'm just glad that you out there for people to bear witness of that spirit. So when it's all said and done, what do you see your legacy like? Are you going to continue with inspiration, or is there something that you've been thinking about that you just haven't tapped into yet?
Um, that's a big question. Well, yes, I'm going to continue with inspiration. I I see myself as a songwriter for several artists, not just
Like
myself.
who? Like who?
I want to write for the big people. I want to write for, well, of course, big gospel, because I don't know if the secular artists would be interested in the stuff that I'm gonna write about. But CC Winans, I would love to write for. I would love to write for Erica Campbell. Um, I would love to write for. I would love to write for Jonathan McReynolds, even though he's an amazing writer in himself. But that would be great.
To God is, to what's the saying? To God's ears and to your heart. I don't know, but anyway, go ahead. You know
um,
what I mean. So, out of those people, who influenced you the most?
Writing wise, Jonathan McReynolds is a huge person for that. I've
Okay,
actually
so before you say the next one, can we get your favorite song he written?
sure. Okay. I love this song called People. I'm trying to think about it first. People. You know what? I'm gonna do God is good. Okay. May your struggles keep you near the cross, and may your troubles prove that you need God, and may your battles in the way they should. And may your bad days prove that God is good, and let your whole life prove that God is good.
Yes, yes. So you said he was your favorite writer. Now you was about to get to the song. So who is your favorite songstress or song girl? I don't know how you say it in male, but you know what I'm saying. Who is your favorite that influenced you the most?
Um, Kirk Franklin is a huge influence for me.
Let's dance to that. You gotta
He
stop wearing those weird ass boots, but I love them though.
um as far as the style of music that I do, he's a huge inspiration for that. Like he's the reason why I feel comfortable going outside the box within gospel, keeping that gospel message, but playing with R&B type sounding stuff or pop type sounding stuff, hip hop, all that stuff, because um he's one of the first to do it and do it great. So, yes, he's a huge influence for me for that. Yeah.
Can we hear a little bit of something?
Okay. Today's a new day, but there is no sunshine. Nothing but clouds and it's dark in my heart and it feels like a cold night. Today's a new day, but where are my blue skies? Where is the love and the joy that you promised me? Tell me it's alright. I almost gave up, but a power that I can't explain fell from heaven like a shower now. I smile, even though I'm hurt, see, I smile. I know God is working, so I smile. Even though I've been here for a while, I smile, I smile. It's alright to look up when you've been down. I sure would hate to see you give up now. You look so much better when you smile. So smile, so smile.
Yes, smile, but make sure you got some good fresh teeth because people be smiling on damn well they ain't brush their jibs. They need to brush the jibs first and then smile. Yes. I'm not gonna keep you too long because I know you probably gotta, and I've been working that vocal. I've been working that vocal, but I got a few more questions before we move on. Kanye West, he does the Sunday thing, Sunday service, and
Mm-hmm.
even though he's in secular, he always kept God with him. Did you ever feel like his Sunday service was genuine, and do you feel like it's taking away the divinity of gospel music?
Hmm. Oh, wow, that's a hard one. I think that if you are giving praise to God and you know who you're talking about in your music, then that's all that matters. Because really, at the end of the day, the only person we're worried about pleasing is God. So you can't be worried about what other people think about what you're doing. If you feel good in your spirit and you know that you are doing it for the one and only God, you good. That's all I can say.
Amen to that. And I feel like he's genuine. I never question that, but I know how people would instead of looking at something for what it is, they'll follow what's trendy or what, the status quo. If everybody don't like, if the majority or a lot of people don't like something, then people will automatically follow that as
Mm.
opposed to looking at it for themselves. And I think his Sunday service is very genuine. you said you want to write for a lot of people, and we was talking about other people. Did you ever felt like um somebody didn't do a song justice? And if you do feel like that, can you give us a little justice on
Oh,
how you would have freaked the song?
wow. Hmm. I've never thought about that. You're gonna have to give you want me to say something, you're gonna have to give me something else because I can't even because if I like the song, I'll be liking the song, like the whole song. Who's singing it? Everything.
No, because usually when I'm interviewing, like especially rappers, I always ask who's your top five dead or alive, right? But without the Mount Rushmore, and you kind of gave me that with the most influence. But my follow up question is, who's your bottom three that you feel like should have never touched the mic? But since I ain't trying to be messy with you, because I'm by a window. I don't need no kind of lightning and no shit in my life. Like I want great karma. I ain't trying to mess with that. So that's why I asked that. If there ever was a song that you felt like could have been bigger, the voice could have been bigger, or maybe more subtle, or or you feel like you could have did that song better. Even let's take away the artist. Is there a song that you feel like you could have really freaked? And if so, what is that song?
Mm. Okay. I absolutely love India Ari. So let's not have any confusion with that. Love India Ari. Um, she has a song called "There's Hope," and I think I would have churched it a little bit, just because.
Well,
You know,
let's take them to church then. Hold up, let me get my fan. And I got some offerings too for the plate. It's a few cents right here in front of me, but I got it. I got my tithes.
yes. So that's a song that, yeah, I feel like she could have churched it just a little teeny bit because the message is so strong. She kind of did it laid back, and that's nothing on her ability at all. Her vocal ability is amazing, but I feel like she laid back on that song a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So can we get a little bit of what you mean with the churching up the song a little bit? How would you church the song up? Do I need to get my tambourine? Hold up. Let me get my tambourine because we're going to take them to church. Let's get it.
There's hope. It doesn't cost a thing to smile, and you don't have to pay to laugh. You better thank God for that. Yeah, yeah. There's hope. It doesn't cost a thing to smile. You don't have to pay to laugh. And you better thank God for that. Better thank God for that. Back in the back country of Brazil, I met a young brother that made me feel like I could accomplish anything. You see, just like me, he wanted to sing. He had no windows and no doors to live a simple life. It was extremely poor. Mm, the words.
Now you did an amazing job. You did an amazing job. Is there anything else we need to know? Your music didn't drop just yet, but do you have a date or anything that you could give us, and where everybody could find you?
Well, Rain is the newest release. That was released a couple days ago, maybe a week ago. So please check that out. Follow me on Spotify. Okay, become a monthly listener, please. We need your help over there. Download Rain on all music platforms, as well as Complete Me, as well as You Got Me. These were all released singles this year. And if you want to listen to my EP as well, that was released 2019, so not too old either. Music should be coming out later on this month or early next month, but very, very soon. So please look out for that. You can follow me on Instagram. I'm pretty much on anything under Briana Rae Music. BrianaRaeMusik.
Yes, yes. Now, we're about to. Is there a last message that you want to send to the world? Because not only are you an inspiration for adults, but you're also an inspiration and an educator for children. You are a divine light in a lot of people's worlds. Is there a message, one last message that you would like to say before the night is over?
Mm. I would say do not be bothered by, because the world is going crazy right now, and there's a lot of wickedness, there's a lot of demonic stuff going on, and especially as Christians, or even just being a positive person, in order to keep your sanity, in order to keep your peace, you have to keep your eyes stayed on Christ and whatever his purpose and plan is for you. Don't worry about what's going on around you. Don't let it mess with your peace. Don't let it mess up your frame of mind, your mental health. Eliminate all those thoughts, all those things that are doubt, all those things that are fear, any negativity. As soon as a negative thought comes into your mind, replace it with a positive one,
Yes.
and just remain focused. That's all.
Stay focused. Yeah, I needed this. Like you was just talking to me. Like, you like a bowl of chicken noodle soup with a soda on the side. You give me my soul right now. And it was definitely necessary right now. And I appreciate you. Now, before we go, can we leave out with one more beautiful song and really take me to church? I really want to cry right now. Only because I feel good and I'm honored to be in your presence, and I can't wait to see what else comes from you. Like, you are definitely a light being, and I think that, the way this world is going, we need more figures like you. That's why I felt compelled to have you on my show. But before we get out of here, can we end on a positive note and take us up out of here?
Sure. Okay. I'm gonna sing the song called "You Won't Win." It's also on my EP, Here for a Reason. Um, and it's a song basically saying to the devil, "You won't win." Let me take a little sip of water because it's a big song.
Yeah, girl, because you were singing for your life. I was wondering when the water was gonna come out, but trust me, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
You tried to steal my joy, and you tried to break my soul. But my God stepped in and he never let me go. He's always in control. Oh, you won't win. No, 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 you won't win. For my God will make a way. No, you won't win. You gave me the strength to stand. All powers in his hands. His blood made me new. And there's nothing I can do that will change his love. Oh, you won't win. No, 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 you won't win. For my God will make a way. No, you won't win. For my God will make a way. For my God will make a way. For my God will make oh, 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 yeah, yeah. For my God will make a way.
Make a way out of no way. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate you. It was an honor to have you on my show. We gotta do it again, especially when I'm gonna do another Take Notes concert, and I gotta have you there with the other musicians. Just, we jam. I bring a lot of musicians out and they do their thing and stuff like that. And I do be having a Songstress up there, so I gotta have you in the next Take Notes concert. Hell yeah! So yeah, that's it. Unless you got something else you want to say.
No, thank you so much for having me. Make sure y'all download Rain.
Yes. Download Rain right now before the thunder come over here and get your ass. You don't want that smoke. She's anointed. She got somebody watching over. I'm telling you, you don't want that smoke. You don't want that smoke. Thank you so much. Yes, we're going to keep in touch.
All right. Thanks so much.
All right. Yes, y'all. And then I took y'all to church on a Thursday. Yes, I took y'all to church on a Thursday, and I felt like it was necessary. You see Live App. You see we have the artists that we have, and I think not only the world is missing this, but the music industry is missing this too. I think a lot of these new R&B artists, they be singing, but they not singing. You know what I'm saying? You heard Shorty sang tonight. And I know I got the hairs on your neck standing up. I know you feel it in your spirit. And you know what this is, like a motivation. So you could go out in the world and spread this love. See, energy is transferable. You know what I'm saying? It never dies. So with that wisdom right there, I wanted to send y'all some good energy. So not only did she affect you, but you could take that energy and affect the world, Craig. The world. And then your asses won't be out here acting all crazy and aggressive and shit. Like, I want to order food and I get my shit thrown at me. Or, I want to go to the post office and get my mail and not get it thrown at me. I mean, the society needs it. Something has to happen. And I really think the major thing that has to happen is a lot of people need to step into their divinity. And you don't even have to be a Christian, whatever it is. If you into spirituality, get with spirit. You heard what Briana Rae just said. It's the spirit. We too busy living in the flesh, where there's no jealousy, there's no hate, there's no envy, there's none of those things. When you solely dealing with spirit, you need to connect, not only deal within your spirit, but that'll be the main thing that'll connect you to the ultimate spirit. And with that energy, we could change the world, the universe, Craig. Now, with that being said, I want to thank everybody for tuning into Live at Radio. We're going to come back with more beautiful content such as yourself. I feel like this was necessary. I needed it. I know you needed it. I feel the ugliness through my screen. We all need this. And hopefully we could be better for it. And with that being said, peace, love, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and share. But most importantly, subscribe and hit that notification bell. ChaChaLive.media. Let's get it.